Hi there, Silverado owners. Today in our 2014 Chevrolet Silverado, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install BedRugs Bed Liner. BedRugs Bed Liner is going to provide a custom fit protection for the back of your truck that's going to prevent any scratches or abrasions from occurring to the paint on the back of your truck, because it's got this nice padded foam carpet that's going to be soft as well as durable. What I like about this carpet is that you can treat it just like any other bed liner. You can throw anything you want back here, whether it be mulch or wood, and when you're done you can just hose it right on out. You don't have to worry about any mold or mildew buildup with this type either. It's got an anti-mold coating on it, kind of like you would have on your boat carpets. It's a similar material and feel as those are. So you can see here that it's custom fit. It has the wheel wells molded into the carpet, as well as the panelings where it dips in on the sides. It just follows your body lines all the way around, which gives it an appealing look, as well as superior protection and staying power. Since it's custom fit around all these components, it's held into place using adhesive pads with hook and loop fasteners, but also being custom molded forms it to the shape of your truck and keeps it in place. And when using the bed rug, you still have full access to your tie-down loops. You can just make a small slit and they just poke right on through, and they look like they were supposed to be there the whole time. One of the things I really like about it though, especially if you do a lot of work in your truck, is how thick the padding is. I'm constantly getting in and out of the back, moving things around, and sometimes I'm just working out of the back of my truck like it's like a workbench. And having the padding all across the truck is so much easier on my knees. Definitely feel it at the end of the day, how much nicer it is compared to what it used to be. Unlike your traditional bed liners that either just set in place with a plastic molding or spray in, this one's going to be easily removable with the hook and loop fasteners, and when we're ready to put it back in, we can just slap it back down. Things I like about this a little better than the plastic liners, the plastic ones they're hard and they tend to hold water underneath them, which can cause rust. This here is breathable, so air can go through the fabric to allow it to completely dry out, which prevents mold and also prevents rusting of components that is beneath it. Your bed rug pairs great with tonneau covers, which gives you a large padded area to store those sensitive items with. Maybe you're in a band and you need to move some speakers. Bed rug in the back is going to be great for putting all of your sensitive equipment in, and then a tonneau cover will keep it secure by keeping it out of sight and out of mind, and also giving you an option to lock everything up here in the back. It's a pretty quick and easy installation. There's no cutting or drilling required. Let's go over that now so you can have the confidence to do it at home. You'll begin your installation by cleaning out your bed. It's best to have a clean bed before putting your bed rug in so you don't trap any of that dirt underneath. We can now take the hook and loop fasteners that come in our kit and start applying them to the underside of our bed rug. We're going to start with the biggest piece and apply those. So we're using the medium length strips that come in our kit and putting those right onto the area that's designated on the bottom for it to go. We're then going to do the same thing on the other side, where there's a location already marked out here for this strip. We're now at the other end of our large piece, and this is going to be our tailgate end here. You'll have a strip across. This is the bottom here, and this is actually the top here. Across the top, we're going to use the second longest piece that comes in our kit. And you may have to trim this down to length afterwards. And it just sticks on just like all the rest of our hook and loop fasteners will. For the bottom row, we're going to be using the smaller ones that come in your kit. They just rip off. And we're going to put 5 across here, so just kind of evenly space those across. I like to do 1 on each side, 1 in the middle, 1 on the opposite side, and then I can just put 1 in between. We've now got our back and side piece. You can see this here and how it would run around down the sides. We've got it upside down, so this is our zipper. So this is actually the bottom, and that makes this the top. Our top piece, we're going to use the longest strip that comes in our kit, and that's going to stick from one side to the other. And just like on the tailgate, if you need to, you can trim at the end. And just like at the bottom of our tailgate, we're going to have 5 of the smaller strips evenly spread across. And then on our side sheets, we're going to look for these little marks right here. You'll have these little lines, and you'll see them as they go down. We're going to be ripping off a small strip and placing one at each place where it's marked on the top row as well as our middle row here. We're going to repeat this for the remaining marks on this side as well as the ones on the other side. Now don't worry if you mess one of these up, you are going to receive some extras in your kit. So if you do mess any up, you'll have some to replace those. And you can take the extras. What I usually do is just use some of these extras in some spots. It looks like maybe you could use a little bit better adhesion, and you can go ahead and stick those on there. We can now zip our 2 halves together. So you'll want to line up your zippers. So take your 2 zipper pieces, push them together, and then just start zipping it up. It's a little tighter to zip it when you're coming around curves, so you just got to work it a little bit. It'll get there. Just try to hold the pieces together when you're zipping it, and just have to go little by little. Once you've got it all zipped up, you can then walk it into your truck. We can then just fold it out and tuck it in, kind of getting it fit the way we want it to fit. So now we can lift up our bed rug. We'll use the swab that comes in the kit just to wipe off the area that we're going to be sticking it to. Peel off the backing, and then roll it down in place and stick it on. We'll then repeat that for the other side. And now we're going to repeat that same process for the remaining sticky pads. I'm going to start with the back panel first and then work my way down the sides. Now when putting your side panels on, you may notice that the tow hooks here on the inside of your bed, your tie-down points, are interfering, and it's going to keep our bed rug sticking out. You could just have a bulge there, but I highly recommend that you cut the slit there so that way it'll sit flush and we're not overstressing our adhesive pads holding it in place then. So we're just going to take a razor knife. You can almost see there's kind of like a notched out mark that's already there where that would go. So you can just follow that notched out mark and just use your razor knife. Now double check your bed before doing so, because your bed may not have all the exact same tie downs that we have on this particular options for this truck. And now our tow hook will push right through the fabric so we can still access it, and it's also not interfering with the installation of our bed rug. When you're running down your side panel, you also need to tuck it underneath the paneling as you go. A small trim panel tool can sometimes help tuck it underneath if you need it at certain points. And we cut out here for the rear hook as well, just like we did the front hook. And now we're going to repeat the exact same process on the opposite side to get that side installed. With both of our sides, the bottom and back end, all we have left is our tailgate now. So what I like to do first is kind of line it up, get an idea of where this is going to sit. Then we can go back to this side, and just like we did with the rest of them, we're going to peel off the adhesive backing and stick it in place. I've already wiped it down. I did run out of the pad that it came with to prep the area. So if you run out of the included prep pad, you can use some alcohol on a cloth. That'll work just fine, some isopropyl alcohol. So we're going to get an idea where this is going to sit. And then lastly, we can move on to the large strip at the top and stick that in place. Now you'll want to check fit on your tailgate, make sure that it opens and closes okay. And your installation is now complete. And that completes our look at BedRugs Bed Liner on your 2014 Chevrolet Silverado.